Recently, I published a book about the late Dr. David Paul. Dr. Paul was a famous investor, trading educator, trading mentor, and he believed that the most important skill in trading, it was not chart analysis or pattern recognition. To him, it was the ability of a person to be present in this moment. What is needed, he often would say, is to be totally and utterly present as a market moves up and down. Most important. And for the short-term traders, the challenge was even sharper, right? Your present moment, he would say, could be a 5-minute chart. You have to work on it, not to look at the past moment or the next moment, but to ground yourself in this one. I want to talk about the reptile brain. It's something that Dr. David Paul talked a lot about, frequently about, and it's also a section in my book. Because we can try to be present. We want to work on being present, right? But there is a part of our brain that we cannot control, or which is very difficult to control at least, and we need to work on it. It's a part of the brain that we have that can save us when we are in a dangerous situation. For instance, last year, December, just after Christmas, I was driving on a highway. I know that road very well. Suddenly, there was a small deer in front of me, and I made somehow, I don't know how I did it, but I managed to curve around it, and I was pretty shocked afterwards. In this situation, the reptile brain helped me. But in training or in trading, when we are sitting looking at the market, something happens, a price moves against us. Our brain can see this also as physical danger, and we start doing things that we did not plan. We break our process. We start to scale in. Maybe we were long, something happens, and news comes out. We are looking at the 5-minute bar. We are long. Suddenly we get a bear bar, and yeah, we break our process. We start to scale in. You have probably been there also. So Paul gave this example. Imagine that you have like a nice afternoon. You're having a barbecue with friends and family. Everything seems certain. This could also be a market situation, right? You're in a good position. Everything goes well. But then something happens. A ball is flying in. Could be danger. What do you do? Well, if it's a softball, you just catch it. But if it's chucked at you, you duck. You don't even think about it. You just duck because you're afraid of getting injured. And this is natural and this helps you, right? But in the market, this can also be a problem because your brain doesn't really work with you. Sometimes it works against you. So when trading in markets, this reflect to act fast. Sometimes it's seen as intuition, but actually it's not. It's not really insight. It's the reptile brain who's misleading us. It's misreading this emotional discomfort we want to get out of a pain trade, and then we start to act, and often we handle or we act against our own process. And again, in physical danger, this is what saves our life. But in trading, the danger is not real, but our reaction is. So what is the solution? The solution is to train this and to do it away from the market. Dr. Paul's method for building this present was very practical, very simple. So he would say, try to stay present through an entire meal. Focus only on the food, the conversation, and the moment. Himself, he would take long walks through Kensington Gardens and he would test himself. How long can I walk without thinking of anything else? And important, you should practice presence when you are at peace with yourself. Because if you cannot be present when you are at peace, you will never do it when you are in a trade. So he was insisting on this. You can simply not learn to control in the storm. You need to train when it's calm and then carry it into volatility into the market. Actually, most people can make money with a very simple system. It can be looking at a moving average, 20 bar, for instance, being long when market is above and being short when market is below. So the method is not the problem. The problem is in the moment when emotion arrives. So as traders, we break our own rules, not because the rules are wrong, but because we are not present when emotion arrives. So present is a narrow but a decisive space between stimulus and response. It's a breath between impulse and discipline, and in that instant, we as traders will decide who we are. When you have trained presence, and when you know also how the reptile brain works, you can train yourself to see the market clearly, to observe price without projection, without fear or anticipation. Once you're present, another task begins. You will notice your internal response to what is seen. Present will let you see the market. And then comes self-awareness. Self-awareness will let you see and notice the one thing you can't trust, and that thing is yourself.